Hi there. In this series of videos, I want to talk about why people fail to secure the funding they need for their businesses and what the solutions are. My name is Boomy Tokan. So we're going to start by looking at the problems, which I've titled 1 to 5, and then we'll go on from there in subsequent videos as we cover the rest of the 13 that will be outstanding. So let's move forward now. The first reason why people fail to secure funding for their business is because the funder lacks understanding of the business sector. Now, let me say this upfront. It is your responsibility to educate your funder about your business sector. Funders do not know or are not knowledgeable about every business sector. They might appear to be, but they are not. Therefore, if there is an understanding gap, if there is the gap in your business plan, in the way that you have chosen to educate your funder, then they will simply reject the application because it is not to their interest to invest money in a business they do not understand. So it is your responsibility to educate your funders. If there is any problem in the way of understanding your business, that is because you have failed to instruct, educate, and also perhaps clarify certain points in your business plan that is causing confusion in the mind of the funder. Funders are very odd because rather than them telling you, well, some funders anyway, rather than them telling you they don't understand your business, they simply say, sorry, we cannot give you the fund. So the problem does exist, but the solution is for you to not assume. Don't assume that your funder knows your business sector. As long as you don't do that, you are on a good starting point that will ensure that you secure the funding that you want. All right. The second issue that I've seen is that where somebody has no good track record or no track record at all, then it's difficult for funders to fund you. By track record, I mean you've secured funding before and you paid it back. So you've established some form of credibility as a good payer, as a good risk. And therefore, if the funder's criteria for lending is based on you having a good credit history or track record, then you are likely to get the money. If it doesn't, then you will not. So what is the solution? Simple. The solution is you find funders whose business decision or whose lending criteria is not based on your credit scoring or is not based on your track record. And there are organizations like that. For example, in the UK, there are organizations that would fund startups not based on their credit history, but based on the feasibility of their business. Okay, that's the solution right there. The third reason why people fail to secure funding is where somebody actually blatantly has a bad credit rating, which means that maybe at some point in the past, you got a loan, a credit card, and you were unable to pay, or they dragged you to court, or you still haven't paid. And so there is a negative points registered against you in the credit arena. So therefore, when funders go in to check out your credit, it is seen to be bad. So they don't want to touch you. Okay, what's the solution there? Because some people may want to run a business and in the past have been in trouble because the business did not go well. Therefore, they ended up owing money. It's normal. I say it's normal. Yeah, it's normal for people to sometimes get in trouble before they actually do well. What's the solution there? Well, you got to find, again, it's very similar to the second point. Just find organizations that will lend not based on credit rating. And they're always, in most countries, you will find out that there are government agencies who give out loans or grants based on helping the development of several sectors or several business sectors. So therefore, you could, if you search well and you continue to search without giving up, you will find somebody that will fund you. I mean, if that fails, then you could start looking at agencies like the GoFundMe, the crowdfunding agencies, or you might go to a family member, or you might go to a group of business people that you know. There are other ways and mediums for finding people that would fund you. So bad credit rating is one reason, and the solution is to just keep on seeking other sources of funding until you find one that will fund you. It's that simple. Sometimes if your address has been blacklisted, or you have no credit rating, it's really weird. If your address is blacklisted, then you may have difficulty raising funds. If you have no credit rating at all, maybe you've never been in debt, you've never had a credit card, you've never borrowed money. Actually, to a funder, some funders, you're a bad risk because you have not shown that you can establish a good record, and you have not shown that you can have a good credit rating because you have no credit rating. I know it sounds weird, right? If you've not borrowed money, people don't want to lend money to you. It's strange, but that's how it works. Well, that is just some lenders. And most of the high street lenders sit in this area. They are those who are set up to judge your ability based on your credit rating. So when there's no credit rating, or there's a blacklist, your address has been blacklisted, then you're going to have difficulty raising money. Again, the solution is very similar to what I gave in the second and third point. Find someone else. Don't give up. Don't say, no one will lend me money, because that's not true. You just have to keep looking until you find someone. And then finally, I call this poor banking. Back in the day when, you never know. If you deal in cash, if you're not putting in all the cash you receive at the end of the day or at the end of the week or every 3 days, but you only pay in some of it, or you only allow the backs, which is the bank transfers, to only go into the account, and your cash is always spent on some of your business expenses, so it doesn't reflect in your bank account, then you may not be able to secure the funding that you want, especially if you need your bank, or if you're going to need your bank. What I mean by that is this. Let's say every month your turnover is £15,000, and you get 10,000 in cash and 5,000 in checks or backs transfer or bank transfers. If the £10,000 that you get in cash, you spend it on transport, paying staff, paying rent, buying raw materials and stuff like that. But that money, that 10 grand, does not reflect in your account. When you go to a lender and they ask you for your bank statement, all they see is £5,000 a month, even though it's actually £15,000 a month. So at the end, they would base their decision on the £5,000 a month that is reflected in your account, as opposed to the £15,000 that is really your trading income, because you have not allowed that money to reflect in your bank before you spend it. The solution is simple. Put in all the money and then withdraw the money to spend on your expenses. All right. So we've looked at the first 5 funders lacking understanding of your business. You educate your funder. No good track record. Okay, there's nothing you can do. Then find someone else that will fund you. Bad credit rating is the same. Find someone else that will fund you. Address, which is blacklisted or no credit rating. Again, find someone whose criteria does not depend on that. And if you have poor banking, just change what you're doing and let all your money that you have received from your trading be reflected in your bank statements. All right. We're going to come back with the problems we're going to identify in number 6 going forward, and then I'll see you in the next video. So if you like this video, then do like it. I want to say thank you so much for listening and watching this video. It was great to have you along. Do subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you soon. God bless you.